Hello, everybody, from King Field in Barboursville, West Virginia. It's what we call the Superbowl of Cabell County, the battle of the undefeateds. High school football action as the Barboursville Pirates are hosting the Highlanders of Huntington East High School. I'm Ron Quazala. I'll be calling the play-by-play, and lending his color and expertise knowledge to our broadcast will be Jim Klein, TV 13 WOWK. Jim, welcome aboard, and looks like we're going to have a pretty good ball game tonight.
This is a get-down game here. This is, like you said, this is for the county championship. Barboursville has already clinched the conference crown because Huntington East isn't eligible, so to speak. But this one, while it won't go down in the record books, this is the one they'll remember.
We're going to see a power team, a team that likes to control the ball in Barboursville, and we're going to see a team that comes up with a big play. They're a big play, explosive type team in Huntington East. Two really diametrically opposed systems here, and it should make for an interesting ball game because we're not going to see the same thing run on both sides. They like to go to Billy Hines and Huntington East a lot. They like to go for the bomb a lot, whereas for Barboursville, it's a control type offense.
I think that's what's going to make this game so interesting. You don't have two teams that are alike in styles of play. You've got the old liberal versus the conservative, something we haven't had in a presidential race for a while, but here we have it on the football field. Two different, very different concepts, and you know, who's to say which is the most effective? Obviously, they've both been effective, or they wouldn't be here with 9-0 records.
Right, we'll find out tonight which one's going to be the most effective 4 quarters from now. Unless it winds up in a tie, we'll go on until they win. Huntington East has won the toss, and they will receive. So this game is just about to get underway. I tell you this, there's a capacity crowd and then some. They got the end zones here just flooded, especially off to our, well, both end zones. We look out of the booth here. This is a packed house. We were told they sold 8,000 tickets for this ball game. And I tell you, the traffic out here was pretty awful for most people coming out. Fortunately, we got out here pretty early. So
I think they've got more than 8,000 here. I quit counting at 8,000.
Yeah, I lost it. I lost it about 7. So, you know, you kept on going. I was. Well, the Huntington East team across the field is having a little pregame prayer and meeting. And Barboursville right now is coming out for the kickoff. They will be doing the booting to start the ball game. If this is a must-win situation for Barboursville. They've got to win in order to be eligible to, well, let me explain this to you. In order to go on to the playoffs. However, if they lose, they could still go. But it's going to take a lot of other ifs for them to make the playoffs if they lose today. For Huntington East, if they lose, the worst they could do is stay in second place, and that would assure them of a spot in the playoffs in AAA. And if they win, they could wind up in number 1. Depends, I guess, on what North Marion does. And that's pretty much it, Jim.
Yeah, I think Barboursville, we are told, has a slim chance if they lose tonight. I think their best bet is to win this one.
All right, Billy Hines will drop back to receive the kick from number 15, Scott Fisher, for the Barboursville Pirates. Hines is the deep back. Eric George is off to his right, and off to his left is John Mitchell. Fisher drops it on the ground. Picked up by one of the up men, number 83, Dick Centers. Centers up across the 40-yard line, out near the 43. And that's where the Huntington East Highlanders will put the ball in play. They'll come out with Chris Hunt at quarterback. Their tailback will be Jay Wooding, number 46. Scott Stein, number 34 at fullback. And the flanker wide receiver is Billy Hines, number 33. Vance Bunn and David Oakes will be the ends. Bobby Workman, Billy Walker, the tackles. Brian Russell and Jeff Mayfield starting at guards. Steve Sammons at center. Chris Hunt on the first play calls his own number, takes it up the middle. Hunt finds room, gets across midfield, down across the 45, and a first down for the Highlanders. So in the very first play, Chris Hunt calls his own number. That was not a busted play. That was a planned play, and he picks up a first down and gets into Pirate territory.
Boy, that one caught him by surprise.
There you see the Highlanders breaking out. Coming wide right is Vance Bunn. Off to the left is Billy Hines. Backs out of the eye right now. Scott Stein and Jay Wooding. This is Wooding with the ball. Wooding off left tackle. Gets room down to the 35-yard line. Going to be a couple of yards shy of the first down.
Wooding had a great week last weekend, or great night last weekend. 125 yards, I believe. One of his better performances.
For Scott Stein, the other fine running back for the Highlanders. Good power runner. They like to send him up the middle quite a bit and run Wooding off tackle. This is Stein, and there was a little mix-up in the handoff as Chris Hunt stuck the ball in Stein's belly, and they had a little trouble on the exchange, but he's down close to a first down. The referee is Willard Hunter for tonight's game. He's the man in the white hat, you'll see, and indication is third down. Nope, this is going to be first down. So they're going to move the chains. So Huntington East continues to drive the ball down the field, and this is something I think that Barboursville is a little afraid of. They feel if Huntington East can drive the ball on them, that they're going to be in trouble.
Got to stop that run.
Bunn wide right, and Highness off to the left. First and 10. There's Wooding. Wooding nailed at the line of scrimmage. Brought down for maybe even a small loss in the play.
David Bias in there that time. Came across untouched.
Good job by the Barboursville defense of stopping Wooding that time. Now they're going to put both receivers on the right-hand side of the field, so they're flooding the right-hand zone with their wideouts. There's a quick opener to Scott Stein, the fullback. Stein on a slant. Picks up 2 or 3.
That was Bledsoe. I was looking at the wrong Stein.
Gain of about 2 on the play is going to bring up 3rd and 5. Coming in for East is Dick Centers replacing David Oakes, coming in with a play at tight end. Now we have an official timeout. They're checking Billy Highness's helmet. A little, I guess his snap may have come loose, and they're going to have to make an adjustment. Highness going over to the Huntington East bench. Well, Barboursville has only been able to stop the Highlanders so far on the ground on one play, and that's when they stopped Wooding for only about a half-yard gain. It's been Huntington East driving the ball so far. Highness has the adjustment made. He's coming back, and the East is going to take this time to huddle up again. And they brought Oakes back in, number 81, as their tight end. Highness is off to the left, and Vance Bunn, a 5'11", 175-pound senior, is split off to the right. Chris Hunt steps back, throws over the middle. It's caught by David Oakes. Oakes down to the 5-yard line, spins off. Oakes driving, he's in. David Oakes takes it in for the touchdown. Oakes from 27 yards out, a pass play from Chris Hunt to number 81. David Oakes, a 6'1 junior, and the Highlanders have struck first. That play coming with 8 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the first period.
It's a good second effort there, good second effort, and that caught him too. He usually doesn't come across the middle like that. Quick little look-in pass.
Billy Highness will now try the extra point. He does all the kicking as well for Huntington East. Bad snap, kick on the way. He drives it through anyway. Good recovery by the holder. The snap was mishandled just momentarily. Then Hayden Jones got a hold of it, and Billy Highness kicked it through. So we have a timeout on the field with 8:43 to go in the first period. The score is Huntington East 7 and Barboursville nothing. The Highlanders will kick off. It'll be Billy Highness doing the kicking. The deep man is Greg Adkins, number 41. Brian No off to his right, and to the left is Jeff Kaplan. No 12, Kaplan 14, and Adkins 41, the man in the middle. Highness kicks it, squibbed, onside. It's loose, and Huntington East gets it. Then they fumble, and they got it back again. Onside kick, and Huntington East has recovered the ball. They got it, lost it, and fell on the fumble again.
John Mitchell was the one that came up with that. I think he was surprised to find it in his hands.
Well, Huntington East they're going to go for it all. This is it. And the Highlanders come out and try an onside kick. The ball was touched by one of the Highlanders after it got past the 10-yard. It has to travel before it can be recovered by the offensive kickoff team anyway. And it got away from that man, and then it was recovered by Mitchell. Hunt hands off to Scott Stein, the fullback. Tries the left side and gets a couple. They're going to give him about 3 yards off that left side. It'll be 2nd down and 7. The ball inside the 25, just about the 23-yard line. Huntington East sends wideouts both to the right side. Scott Stein and Jay Wooding are the setbacks. This is Hunt throwing. It's caught by Billy Hines. Hines in the near sideline. Shakes off one tackler. Shakes off another down near the 5-yard line before he's brought down. Super effort by Billy Hines before he's caught by number 55, David Bias, and number 12, Matt Zeban.
It's the first time Hines has lined up in the slot tonight. That was their first attempt to him.
They're going to set the ball down on the 6. It'll be 1st and goal for the Highlanders, who are threatening to score again. Hines comes wide right. They're going with a power formation with a wing. This is Scott Stein, the fullback. He gets inside the 5-yard line. They're close, about the 4.5. Wait till they unpile so we can see exactly where they stopped him. 68 is Danny Russell, the 5'11 junior, making the stop. They're going to mark it down. Well, looks like he made it to about the 3-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and goal. Minus to the right again. And again, they're going to go with a wing on the left side of the backfield. This is Scott Stein. Touchdown. Stein off the left side following his blocking. Stein takes it in, and Huntington East has scored again. With 6:49 to go in the first period, the Highlanders have struck pay dirt one more time. This time a 3-yard run by Scott Stein over a left guard. So Jim, Huntington East getting on the board early and striking quick and often so far.
It's that big play. It's the big play that's won for them this year. They're just out there and they threw a surprise at them on that kickoff. And now they have a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah, we're going to get a timeout. Huntington East calling time. They're having trouble getting lined up. I think they were a man short for their kick extra point. Billy Hines was ready, and they only had 10 men out there, so they had to call timeout, and sometimes that can come back to haunt you if you lose a timeout that quickly. But well, Huntington East went up there to get ready to go, and they found out Billy Hines wasn't out there, and he's the man that's going to do the kicking. They said, wait a minute.
Still real excited. Real excited.
Barboursville has yet to get their hands on the football as far as offense is concerned. So they still really haven't had a chance to do anything with it. Hayden Jones holding. Hines' kick is on the way, and it's good. So we have a timeout on the field at King Field in Barboursville with 6:49 to go in the first period. The score now, Huntington East 14 and the Barboursville Pirates nothing. Hines approaching the ball. They kick it away. Think they'll go again. Jim for onside. Now he's going to go downfield with it. Adkins comes up. Adkins across the 20. Greg Adkins, number 41. Down near the 29-yard line before he stopped. 75 is David Bledsoe.
Well, that Pirate offense gets to go to work now, and you know, they're in a real bad position. This first quarter isn't half over, and they're down 14 points, and it takes, you've got to work. You've really got to work here.
They certainly have their work cut out for them right now. Brett Merritt peels out first. He's over the ball in center. Greg Craig, number 10, is the quarterback. Brent Seckman, number 36, the fullback. The tailback, 33, Dale Merritt. This is Merritt going outside around the right end with the ball. Dale Merritt, number 33, a 5'9 junior, gets 2, maybe 3 yards around the right side. Rod Pruitt will be the flanker, number 21. The ends are Scott Bell and John Pullen. The tackles are Sean Lusk and Rocky McComas. The guards are Billy Miller and Joe Hinchman, and Brett Merritt is the center. Rod Pruitt already coming to the sidelines as a play has been brought in by a replacement. They're going wing right on a 2nd down and 7. Looked like the left side may have moved too soon, but no flag down. Handoff goes to Seckman, number 36, who carries the ball out near the 35. So it'll be 3rd down now at about 4 for the Barboursville Pirates. And Rod Pruitt, number 21, will bring the play in from the sideline.
It was Scott Bell, I believe, that moved. He was just moving quicker than everybody else.
Quick off the ball. Brett Merritt peels out first. He sets over the ball. Pruitt is the wing to the right side. The setbacks are Seckman and Merritt. Greg Craig gives the ball to Seckman, and he's going to be stopped short of the 1st down. So the Huntington East is held on their first defensive series. Barboursville not able to get their first down of the night, as the stop was made by Dennis Blankenship, number 45. That'll bring up 4th down, and it'll bring on the punting unit for the Barboursville Pirates. Billy Woodall, number 29, a 5'9 senior, normally does the punting.
Pirates tried to move the ball on the outside that time. Now, they usually go inside tackle and around tackle, but they're moving it outside tonight.
Woodall back to punt. 2 men back, only semi-deep for Huntington East. Good punt. High spiral. Drives Highness back. He lets it roll. Barboursville's after it, and they're going to let it roll. Going to be blown dead just shy of the 15-yard line. Let me check. Going to be about the 17, looks like, where they blow the ball dead.
It's one of the Buck's specialties is that kicking game. That can't hurt you.
Boy, you got to have it all to be 9-0. Both teams do. They've got the kicking and the offense and defense, and that's what you got to have. Got to have it all. I think somebody once said that. Chris Hunt, at quarterback. Hands off. Scott Stein, again, who has been the workhorse so far. Wooding has carried a couple times. Stein has done the bulwark so far of the ball carrying for the Highlanders.
That's the man they got to stop.
Billy Highness off to the left. Split wide right is Vance Bunn, a 5'11 senior. Quick keeper pitch out. This is Wooding cutting it back inside. Finds some room. Still on his feet. Good effort by Wooding. He gets the 1st down for East out to the 30-yard line and beyond. Jay Wooding with a super effort off the left side. A good pitch by the quarterback, Chris Hunt. Wooding knocking bodies right and left. Pretty much did his own blocking that time, Jim.
Mm-hmm. Good pursuit that time, though. I counted 9 red jerseys in there.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Highlanders on their own 30-yard line. They lead 14-0. We have 3:10 to go in the first period. This time they're going to send both Bunn and Highness to the right side. David Oakes is the tight end on the left. Hunt fakes to Stein, gives to Wooding. Big hole, left side. Wooding gets out across the 45-yard line. Jay Wooding, a 5'11 junior with a big hole that time off the left side. Quick opener.
Real quick. Yeah, they made a nice hole for him that time.
Tell you, so far East has looked pretty powerful out here. They've not only been making some of the big plays, but they make the smaller plays work too.
They've got momentum. They've got the momentum.
Highness again, slot to the right. Quarterback keeper. He's got another first down, or close to it, across midfield, across the 45, down in the Barboursville territory. Chris Hunt, second time he's carried the ball. First time was on the first offensive play of the ball game. He picks up another Highlander first down. On a senior. We have 2:27 remaining in the first period. Again, this time they put wideouts on both sides of the field. Hines to the far side and Vance Bunn to the near side. There's Scott Stein carrying. Stein slanting. Gets 3 yards maybe. Down to the 40-yard line. Second and 7 for the Highlanders as Oakes will go out.
Stein's a little bull, 200 pounds. Just about as wide as he is tall.
Second and 7 play. David Centers, number 83, is now in at tight end, a senior. Hunt drops. He throws for Hines. He's got it. Good catch. Billy Hines is on his way to the races. He's to the 5. Touchdown. Billy Hines. A 40-yard pass play from Chris Hunt to Billy Hines. And again, the Huntington East Highlanders have scored. And so far, Jim, they've just about been able to score at will.
He was gone. He cut back in across the middle, and the defensive backs were not there. They weren't there. It's a good pass that time.
Billy Hines open and then blew him the defense away as far as getting away from him. Nobody able to catch him. They tried. Hines now will try to tack on the extra point. Out of the hold of Hayden Jones. Kick on its way. There's a flag. A flag in the play, so let's wait.
I think that was offsides on Barboursville.
That's the call, Jim. Offside against Barboursville, so they're going to mark off half the distance from the 3-yard line because the indication from the referee was that the kick was no good. So they will take the penalty and they will try it again.
Yeah, I'd have to take that one over.
Hines looking to the sideline saying, what do you want to do?
Through the uprights.
Again, 13 is Hayden Jones, the holder. Hines' kick is on the way, and this time it's good. So with 1:32 to go in the first period, the score now, Huntington East 21, Barboursville nothing. Ready to receive the kick from Billy Hines with Brian O to his right and Jeff Kaplan off to his left. I tell you, Jim, the people on this side of the field, the Barboursville side of the field, are awfully quiet right now. Kick coming down, that's Kaplan. Kaplan across the 20 to the 25 and a hard hit. Kaplan hit hard.
It's Greg Thomas.
5'11" junior coming through to make that stop. They're going to set the ball down on the 26. So the Pirates again have a chance to try to get back in the game. They have a lot of time left. There's no problem there so far. We're in the closing moments of the first period, however. 1:21 to go. Greg Craig is the quarterback. Seckman and Merritt again the setbacks. This is Seckman with Merritt with the ball. Excuse me. Merritt across the 30. Faked to Seckman. Merritt took it. Cut in. And picked up about 5 yards, maybe 4.5. We'll call it 2nd and 5 anyway.
Well, is this a surprise or is this a surprise? You know, there was speculation that even though these two teams, it could go either way, it would go big one way or the other.
All right, now it's 21-zip. Barboursville trying to get things going. Turman is in, 42 now as a running back. Paul Turman, he's got the ball and he's nailed. Boy, I tell you, East had that diagnosed. Paul Turman came in. They hand the ball to him, and before he got another step, he was planted. So that's a loss of a couple. It's going to be 3rd and 7 now, back on the 29-yard line. Number 33, Dale Merritt, has come back in. He and Brent Seckman are the setbacks. Seckman with the ball. Seckman for a Barboursville first down. Good job of handing off there, because I'll be honest with you, I lost time, did not see who had the ball. Billy Hines made the stop on Seckman. Yes, Hines plays defense too.
Mr. Everything.
Oh, he certainly is. And we have timeout. That's the end of the period. So we've played 1. We've got 3 to go. Timeout on the field here at King Field in Barboursville. The score is Huntington East 21 and Barboursville nothing. He goes up the middle for 3, maybe 4 yards. And we have Huntington East taking a timeout.
Well, the story of this game has been that big play that East is famous for. That and the fact that the Bucks have not been able to move that ball on offense. They haven't come up with the thing yet.
Well, they just got their first down of the ball game, and we're in the opening moments of the second quarter. The ball has been in the hands of Huntington East practically the entire game so far. Of course, they scored on their first possession there after the kickoff, then kicked it onside. The ball was fumbled. They got it back, though, and drove it on in again, and they scored a 3rd time after they stopped Barboursville, the first possession Barboursville had. So Barboursville has not had their hands on the ball too much, and Jim, I think it's a rule of thumb. If you don't get the ball, you can't score with it.
This is true. The offense got to get warmed up. But they're not running the ball as well as they should. They don't have a pass. They can't pass the ball. They can't go to that. They've got to run it. They've got to be able to move it against that line, and they haven't done that well yet.
They come up with a wing on the right side. This is Seckman with the ball. Brent Seckman gets the first down, loses it. Dove back for it. I believe he got it back. Seckman got the ball back. He lost it momentarily. He and Hines were going for it. Seckman got it back, and it's a Barboursville first down. So they've got a little momentum going right now.
The cheering section comes to life over here.
They're up to the 50-yard line. Dale Merritt will go out.
Got to get that ball in enemy territory.
Paul Turman is back in at tailback, 42. Turman, a junior, 5'9", 162-pounder. And there's flag. Delay of game against Barboursville. That's going to cost them 5, and that'll move them back to the 45. It'll be 1st and 15. That's the last thing they need now, Jim, is penalties. Tell you, nothing can stop a drive quicker than a couple of even 5-yard penalties. You find yourself with a drive going, all of a sudden you get a couple things called against you, and your back's to the wall. It is 1st and 15 on the Barboursville 45. Greg Craig trying to engineer this drive. Handoff to, he keeps it. He's away, he broke the tackle. Craig down for a first down. Super play by Craig again. Good job of hiding the ball. Greg Craig, the quarterback, picks up a Barboursville first down across the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it near the 38. So for the first time tonight, Barboursville has penetrated East territory.
That was a good run there. He collided with his back in the backfield, and I don't think he did exactly what he wanted to do, but I'm sure he's happy with the outcome.
Brett Merritt leads him out, sets over the ball at center. Slot on the right is Rod Pruitt. This is Merritt. Merritt in trouble, and he'll be dropped for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. Coming through there, number 68 is Danny Russell, 5'11" junior, to make the stop on Merritt. He lost maybe about a half a yard of the play. We'll call it 2nd and 10 for all intents and purposes.
Buccaneer cheerleaders
trying to get the fans aroused here. Barboursville in East Territory. 2nd and 10. Pruitt, wing on the right. Handoff is to Turman, and he's nailed again. Paul Turman has been having a lot of trouble trying to carry that ball. Every time he comes in, it looks like East is laying for him. And Turman will come out. Merritt will come back in at tailback. They're going to give him a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd and 9. So a big 3rd down play here in the 2nd period. We have 9:32 clock running to go in the first half of play. Huntington East 21, Barboursville nothing. If you just joined us, really, I guess the championship of Cabell County. The battle of the undefeateds. There's Craig back to throw. First pass for the Pirates. It's going to be short. Hines picks it off. Billy Hines intercepted the pass intended for Scott Bell. The pass a little bit underthrown. And Billy Hines judged it beautifully and picked it off. Tough break for the Barboursville. They had a drive going, tried their first pass play of the evening, and it's picked off by Billy Hines. And the Highlanders get the ball back. So Barboursville with a tough break, but a good break for the Highlanders.
They had to put that ball up. They couldn't keep running it. And Hines is a bad man to throw. It's a bad place to throw.
So here's Chris Hunt back on running the offense. He gives the ball to Jay Wooding. Wooding counters left to right and gets 2, maybe 3 off the right side. There's Coach Thornburg of Barboursville, who's right now trying to get his team back on the track. Fighting himself down 21-0. Bunn and Hines both on the right side. Hines in the slot. Setbacks are Stein and Wooding. Stein 34, Wooding 46. This is Wooding with the ball. Goes straight ahead, and he's driven back after little or no gain. 29, Bill Woodall making the stop. David Oakes, number 81, comes back in at tight end. Dick Centers goes out for East. Bunn to the right, Hines to the left, the wideouts. 3rd down play for the Highlanders. Hunt throwing for his end, coming across. That's David Oakes. He catches it for Huntington East first down. David Oakes on a crossing pattern came across the line.
They flooded that zone that time. Hines was deep. He had the defensive back with him, and the tight end just came down and was there for it in the flat.
So he's with it 1st and 10. Ball on the 28-yard line. Oakes goes out. Centers is back in at the tight end. Hines in the slot on the left side with Bunn as the split end. Hand off to Scott Stein, the fullback, and a slant off the left side. Gets 2, maybe 3 off that side. 45 is Dennis Blankenship, who got some press this week. Transferred from Fairland High School in Proctorville, Ohio last year to Barboursville this year. He's done a fine job as a linebacker for the Barboursville Pirates. There's the time left in the first half and the score. It's going to be 2nd. They give him 2. It's 2nd and 8. Hunt keeps it, turns the corner, gets across the 35. Going to be shy of the first down, so it'll bring up a 3rd and about, looks like it's going to be 2 with the stick on the far side.
Blankenship moved up from Ohio AA to West Virginia AAA, and it hasn't really affected him too much.
Made the adjustment pretty well. Hines to the left, Bunn to the right. 3rd, and we'll call it 3. Wooding with the ball, right side, first down, room to spare. Jay Wooding picks up a Huntington East first down as he carries the ball across the 40 out near the 42-yard line. We're at 6:15 in the 2nd period. East has had the ball in their possession most of the first half so far. Again, it's Bunn and Hines, both to the right side. Now Hines goes in motion. Hunt gives the ball to Scott Stein. Stein gets room. Scott Stein, the fine fullback for the Highlanders, carries it down into Barboursville territory across the 40-yard line. Going to say his knee touched at about the 39. And another Highlander first down.
He almost shook that one.
So again, the Highlanders moving the ball. The Barboursville defense has not found the formula yet for stopping the Highlander offense. Hunt on a draw to Jay Wooding. Wooding slants to the far sideline.
Well, if they don't find the formula, they'll join 9 other teams.
Wooding picks up about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Again, Highness to the slot of the right. Stein and Wooding the setbacks. This is Stein with the ball. Stein for the first down, or close to it. He gets inside the 30. Indication is first down, so again, another first down for the Highlanders. They're trying to march it in one more time. They've been in 3 times already in the first half.
Brent Seckman just came out of the game before that play. He seems to be all right, but he wasn't limping.
Barboursville, if they lose him, not only that plays the middle guard on defense, but of course he's their fullback on offense. Wooding this time gets the call. Jay Wooding. Wooding carrying number 30, Chris Holton, with him. Picks up 4 off the left side. Gets inside the 25-yard line. Down to the 24. It'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it 6. And again, we have Oakes going out at tight end, and Dick Centers coming in to replace him. Chris Hunt sets under the ball at center. Under the center. Hand off to Stein. Stein on a slant to the right side.
Yeah. Highness gets a workout just going back and forth from that huddle.
Billy plays both sides.
Kicks. Intercepts.
Cleans up the field when the game's over with. He does it all. 3rd down play coming up for the Highlanders. Stein with the ball again. Cuts outside. Gets around the corner. Should have the first down. Well, Barboursville had him cut off momentarily, but he just outran the coverage. He ran around the left end, finally cut the corner. The pursuit just not quick enough to stop Scott Stein, and it's another East first down.
Paul Turman and Dennis Blankenship in on the tackle that time. Blankenship got way out there.
Ball at about the 13. It'll be 1st and 10. Bun to the right. Highness off to the left. Chris Hunt off to Wooding. Wooding trying to go behind Scott Stein. Stein threw a block, and the man got away.
Brent Seckman back in there for the tackle. He wasn't hurt at all. It was a nice tackle.
Did a good job of playing off that block by Scott Stein and met the ball carrier. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Super play by Seckman. We're just about 2.5 minutes to go in the 2nd period. Hunt back to throw. It's to Highness. Highness catches the ball. Comes down short of the goal line. But it's going to be a 1st and, let's see, before we call that. It is a 1st and goal situation. He made the first down.
He was right on it.
In case of having to know, knowing where you have to go.
I thought he was diving for the end zone that time, but he was just going for all he could get.
So it's 1st and goal from about the 3-yard line. Highness to the right. Going to play with a wing. Flanker off to the right. This is Stein. He's in. Touchdown, Scott Stein. And the Highlanders have scored again. This time with 2:06 to go in the 2nd period. Scott Stein takes it in for his 2nd time this evening. again, Billy Hines will tie up the shoe to try the extra point. And we have motion and flags going all over the place. Barboursville came across. Were they drawn? Offsides, Barboursville. Encroachment against the Pirates. So they'll move it up to the 1.5-yard line, and Hines will have another chance to kick an extra point. Evidently, the people here are figuring he's going to make it. They've already put, oh, that's right, 20. Where am I? Yes.
Nope, haven't put it up yet.
Not yet. Hines kick on the way. It's good. With 2:06 to go in the second quarter. Time out of the field of the score now. Huntington East 28 and Barboursville nothing. Jim, 28-0 and halftime coming up. What would you say going in at halftime if you were Coach Thornburg?
Don't hang your heads. Don't hang your heads. They could come right back and score that many points in the second half.
Hines makes the approach. Kickoff to one of the up men. 27 is Greg Lee with the ball. Lee carries it back across the 35, and that's where the Pirates will take it. They have 2 minutes and 1 second to do something in this period. Stay with us at halftime. We'll have both the Huntington East and the Barboursville High School bands entertaining for you.
A couple of good bands.
Rod Pruitt is the wing on the right side for the Pirates. The setbacks are Seckman and Merritt. They have a new quarterback. That's Rod Pruitt with the ball. Pruitt around the left side gets a Barboursville Pirate first down up near midfield. The quarterback now is J.D. Lewis for Barboursville, a senior. And we're going to get Greg Lee in for Rod Pruitt. Rod, of course, the son of Marshall University assistant football coach. Oop. We lost.
Ron, it says we're still on.
All right. We have lost our monitor, but we'll keep going here. Everything went to black. So. Clock running at 45 seconds. Rod Pruitt coming out. Tim Masters, a 5'8" junior, coming in. It's 3rd and 4 for Barboursville. Pitch out to Merritt. Merritt driven out of bounds into the Huntington East bench along the far sideline. Brian Russell, number 62, making the stop. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Pirates.
Quick little pitch out that time. They're still trying to move the ball outside. Yeah, they won't score this half.
Lewis coming to the sidelines as Barboursville's taking a timeout. We have 6 seconds. So they're going to try one more play. They're down 28-0, and I'm sure they're going to make probably some defensive adjustments, try to stop that Huntington East offense. They have not been able to stop the offensive drive of the Highlanders so far. Coach Thornburg talking with his quarterback, J.D. Lewis. Al Lewis going back out. They'll have one more play probably with just 6 seconds to go in this half.
Well, he was pointing downfield. Does that mean we're going to get a pass?
He's probably saying get it in there any way you can right now. Rod Pruitt is the flanker on the right side. J.D. Lewis dropping back. Gonna fire long. It's underthrown. It's picked off. Number 76 is William Walker. Walker carries it back to the 45-yard line, and time runs out.
Sweet William moving that ball down the field. Yeah, they knew pass that time. They had a lot of defensive men back there.
So we've come to the end of the first half of play. The score at halftime is Huntington East 28 and Barboursville nothing. Skip. All right, we're back here at halftime, and we do have our monitor back. We'll pass that word along to our crew down there. Our monitor is back and on. Seems like there's an on-off switch on this sucker, and it went off.
Well, I got excited. What can I say?
What the heck? Well, we've got the Huntington East band out there at halftime. Jim, you were to find out what they're going to do. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to see.
Well, this band is under the direction of Bob Quill, a 144-piece band. I don't think they've got them all here tonight, but they're going to start off with an original tune called Excalibur by Paul Jennings, who was an arranger at Marshall previously. Go from there into a little Dixieland, Mississippi Mud, and then Happy Days are here again, and they're going to finish up with the Drill to España.
So let's enjoy the Huntington East Highlander Marching Band.
love that Dixieland.
Espanol.
Huh? Happy days, did that have anything to do with the election? I suppose.
They bring the España theme now. Performance by the Highlander Marching Band from Huntington East High School. We'll have the Pirate Band from Barboursville High School out here in just a moment. The halftime score is Huntington East 28 and Barboursville nothing. But I tell you, Jim, whoever wins or loses this ball game, and I guess I mean whoever loses, it's still got half to go. They still have a season to be proud of. Both teams have had a fine year so far.
Certainly have.
I think this would be, if they get through it, this would be Huntington East, what, first undefeated season?
First undefeated season, and Barboursville has had 3 previously. Last one was in 1958, and the 2 prior to that, 53 and 42. I was talking to a guy a while ago that said he had seen a crowd here larger than this, and that was in 1958 when Barboursville played St. Albans and won 13-12.
Where did they put them when they were here larger than this?
Well, I don't think those houses were here then.
Oh, okay, maybe not. I thought maybe they let them play here or something. Suited
on the
up.
field, maybe.
Now we have the Barboursville band going out. They're not yet out on the field.
Barboursville High School band under the direction of Brian Cordell. And their competition show consists of, first, the Ecstasy of Gold, which is from the movie The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Then the Legend of the One-Eyed Sailor, a Chuck Mangione tune. Their percussion feature is Fanfare for the Common Man, and they'll finish up with Let It Be Me.
Let it be the Barboursville band. Now the final number by the Barboursville Band, Let It Be Me. By the way, the son of my boss is out there playing one of the bass drums, Randy Hicks. Charlie Hicks, our manager at WKE Radio. Randy, his son, in the Barboursville Band. If we don't get him on camera, I'm going to be fired when he... No, I'm just... There he is. All right, there we are. There's the Barboursville High School Band featuring Randy Hicks on one of the bass drums. I'm not sure we got him in that picture. There he's in.
Oh, yeah.
Take your choice.
I think that's him on the right, isn't it? Or is that him on the left?
I think it's him out there. All right. Fine entertainment from both the bands at halftime. The score is 28-0. Huntington East over Barboursville. And we'll be back to bring you the third quarter of action after we pause for a message. To the third quarter between the Huntington East Highlanders and the Barboursville Pirates in the battle of the undefeateds. And right now, Barboursville has their work cut out for them, Jim, because they're down 28-0 with 2 periods left to go.
Well, it isn't over yet, and that's cliche, but East scored 28 points in the first half. There's no reason Barboursville can't do it in the second half. They're going to have to start running the ball, though, and that's one thing they didn't do in the first half. And they put the ball up in the air twice. Both of them were interceptions. We know they can't pass.
They don't throw very many, that's for sure. And we were told by Dan Shoemaker, who worked with me on the Marshall games and helps out in the football program here, that if they threw a lot during the game, it meant that they were in trouble. They have thrown, what, twice, I think?
Twice.
And both have been picked off.
Both picked off.
Billy Hines got one, and the other one was picked off by William Walker. And we have, well, I'm not sure who they're going to start at quarterback. They had J.D. Lewis when the game was over with. We have Hayden Jones, who's been doing the, excuse me, I think it's, that's right, Hayden Jones. And I got to apologize. I've been calling him as the holder for Hines. I know why, because we don't have a 13 on Huntington East. Anyway, so I apologize to Hayden Jones and his family. He is on the Barboursville team. He is warming up along with Bobby Swan, another quarterback, down in front of us. So I don't know if they're going to make another change. J.D. Lewis is down there warming up. They haven't seen, Greg Craig is down there also. He started the game at quarterback. J.D. Lewis came in the second quarter. There you see the captains again. Barboursville has the option, and I'm sure they will receive.
I'd like to have heard Thornburg's speech at halftime back there in the locker room. One of the fans told me that, well, he thought Barboursville was going, he was a little biased, but he thought Barboursville was going to win tonight, and if they did, it'd be Thornburg's fault, because he says Thornburg can turn on the speech. And he had a good chance for it at halftime tonight.
I'll tell you, there have been a few coaches who can bend your ear in halftime. Some can fire you up. Others can do it without saying a word. Well, some of them go in and just give you a look, and you know what they have to say without them saying a word. But Coach Thornburg, a man of a glib conversationalist, shall we say, at halftime.
East has kicked real short all game now.
Billy Hines will kick it off. Then we have Adkins, Greg Adkins, the man in the middle, going to kick it away from him. It's going to go down the sideline and out of bounds.
That was another squiggler.
So they're kicking it away from the return men for Barboursville. They're trying everything they can to take every advantage Huntington East has so far. They're going to come, it'll bring it back to the 40-yard line. Since the ball was kicked out of bounds, they'll bring it back to the 40. A little different between college and high school. Brett Merritt over the ball at center. And the quarterback is J.D. Lewis, number 9. Wing right is Rod Pruitt. Ball goes to Merritt, the tailback. Merritt up across the 45.
Some good hard-nosed blocking in that line that time, and they're going right into the thick of it.
The Pirates know they're going to have to do some blowing out there to get some holes open for these backs to get through. Pruitt coming out. Tim Masters will be the flanker. He will set to the right side. 2nd down and 4 at the 46-yard line. This is Seckman with the ball. Seckman straight ahead. Seckman for the first down for the Pirates, and he's hard to bring down. He had about 4 or 5 of the Highlanders on him trying to knock him down, and he wouldn't go. Hines was one of them, William Walker another one, but it's a first down for the Pirates, so they're starting off very well here in the 3rd period.
That's what they've got to do.
Rod Pruitt comes back in. He'll be the flanker, a wing to the right side. Merritt and Seckman. This is Merritt with the ball. Merritt finds a hole. Merritt cuts it in and takes it down to the 42-yard line of Huntington East.
That's their play right there. Fake it inside and give it to Merritt off tackle.
Merritt picks up about 7. 2nd, a long 3. J.D. Lewis, the quarterback, gives it to Seckman. Seckman straight ahead. Seckman penetrates the 40-yard line to the 39 before driven back by the Highlanders. And Rod Pruitt comes back in. Gets a couple, we'll call it 3rd and a yard and a half. 3rd and 2 for all intents and purposes. Give him a yard in the play. Brett Merritt over the ball at center. Joe Hinchman and Billy Miller are the guards. Rocky McComas and Sean Lusk the tackles. This is Merritt with the ball. Dale Merritt gets the first down. Hines there to make the stop. Out there with him, David Oakes, number 81. And a first down picked up by Dale Merritt, a 5'9", 165-pound junior for the Barboursville Pirates. Masters in, replacing Pruitt. Brett Merritt already over the ball at center. 1st and 10, Barboursville. Seckman. Down to the 30. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Well, Jeff Mayfield was in that mess down there. Down on the bottom of it.
Mayfield only a sophomore.
Only sophomore starter in this game, I think.
to Merritt. Merritt gets some room. Merritt, another first down for the Pirates, down to the 20-yard line. And the Barboursville offense has come to life here as they're starting to move the ball on Huntington East.
That was Mayfield again back there in the general area of the ball. He gets around well.
Mayfield also started on offense tonight in place of Scott Strom, who normally starts at offensive guard for East. Now he's also playing on defense. This is Merritt again. Merritt dives through a hole. Picks up 5 or 6 off the right side as he went again over that tackle slot. Gets inside the 15-yard line to the 14. It'll be second and about 3 for Barboursville, and Huntington East says, wait a minute, we're going to take a timeout. They're not liking this. Bob Sang, the head coach at Huntington East, has seen Barboursville come out and just drive the ball right down their throat, mostly off tackle with Merritt. So with 8:27, they stop the clock, trailing 28-0. But Jim, they've got some momentum going right now.
They're doing it. That's their money play right there. Just run the ball right at you, block, move them out in the line, and pick up 3 yards in a cloud of clay. That is clay, isn't it?
Looks like we don't have a whole lot of dust out there, man. This is King Field in Barboursville, and we've been calling it the Cabell County Super Bowl. The battle of the undefeateds. Both teams 9-0 coming in here. As we said, it's practically a must-win situation for Barboursville. If they lose this game, they can still go on to the playoffs. There's a possibility, mathematically anyway. But it's almost a must-win for Barboursville. All right, second down play. J.D. Lewis gets sacked. Didn't make a handoff. And he's dropped for a loss.
Well, they stopped him.
Back across the 15. You're going to mark it at about the 17-yard line. So it's going to bring 3rd and 7 now. Going to take out Merritt and bring in number 42, Paul Turman. Going to go with basically double wing. This is Turman with the ball. Turman cuts it upfield. Turman is going to be brought down shy of the first down. On the bottom is Brian Salyers in there to help make the stop, along with 84 Vance Bunn.
Yeah, they got a long 3, maybe even 4.
So a big 4th down play here for Barboursville, and they have just about no option but to go for it. As the old saying goes, they need points and not punts right now. So Brett Merritt brings it out, sets over the ball. Wing right. Hand off to Merritt. Lost the football, and Huntington East says they've got it. They have. Dale Merritt lost the ball as he hit the line, and Huntington East has recovered a fumble. And what a tough break for the Pirates, who had a drive going from the moment they got the ball here in the 3rd quarter. And now it's the ball in the hands of the other team.
I'll tell you, they didn't have the first down. That's where they were going to give them the ball anyway. So the Highlanders, with a 28-0 lead, they go on offense for the first time in this half. Chris Hunt hands off to Scott Stein. Stein gets very little yardage off the right side. 69. Up 68, Joe Hinchman to make the stop for Barboursville. Time of possession there was just over 5 minutes. That's what they want to do, but they also want to score. Need it real bad right now.
We pointed out at the beginning, Barboursville are pretty much a control team. They must control the offense and the ball. Hunt gonna throw. He's throwing for Highness. He leaps and catches it. What a catch by Billy Highness. He's at the 40-yard line, and he leaped high in the air to pick that ball off. Just a super receiver. Now, wait a minute. We've got a flag back there, so Barboursville gets a break. A fine catch by Highness is going to be nullified as a penalty against the Huntington East Highlanders. So the Barboursville fans cheering that. move it back inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, holding.
Offensive holding on the Highlanders. So we're at second down and about 16, looks like. This is Wooding going outside, cuts the corner, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and maybe another half a yard or so before he's brought down. But it's going to be 3rd and long for Huntington East.
That was an awfully fine catch he made out there. Awfully fine catch.
It's just a super athlete, plays football, baseball, basketball. And I tell you, Barboursville's got a pretty good all-around man, too, by the name of Rod Pruitt. He's a fine wrestler. We've got an injured Pirate right now as Jeff Kaplan is coming to the sideline. He's shaken up. And we're going to get Greg Lee to come in and take his place, number 27. So Kaplan shaken up. We hope he's not too badly injured, but he looks like he is in some pain. He is being sat down on the sideline. Working on, looks like they might be working on his back a little bit. There's Hunt back to throw. Hunt for Highness. He's got it. Highness for Huntington East, first down. Brian No, number 12, making the stop on Billy Highness. But he's out across the 30-yard line to the 31. And it's going to be another Huntington East first down.
Bill Woodall put a pretty good rush on that time. He almost had him, but hung in there, got that ball away. Again, they're not stopping that pass.
Highness on the left, Vance Bunn on the right. Chris Hunt steps back, throws quickly for Bunn. He juggles it, gets it, and makes the catch. Another fine reception. Vance Bunn this time as he juggled the ball momentarily, got it in his possession, and picked up another first down just shy of midfield. They're at the 47-yard line of Huntington East. And another Highlander first down.
Hunt had a little something on that one, I think. Well, he drilled her.
And a good report on Jeff Kaplan. He's up and around on the sideline. Barboursville, the defense coming to life that time, stopping the ball carrier. He, again, down close to midfield. And there goes Jeff Kaplan, is going back out on the field. So good news for Barboursville fans for Jeff Kaplan. Kaplan back in, and he'll take the place of Greg Lee again. Kaplan playing the corner. We've got some time out on the field, so we're going to take a break with 4:08 to go in the third quarter. The score, Huntington East 28 and Barboursville nothing. Back here at King Field, we're in the third period of play. It's Huntington East with the ball. Second down coming up at just about midfield, just a little bit shy of it. Highness coming to the near side, and Vance Bunn splitting off to the far side. Scott Stein and Jay Wooding are the setbacks in the eye. Hunt throwing for Highness, and threw for Oakes again on that crossing pattern. Oakes coming across the line on a slant. Pass led him a little bit too much that time. Not able. He dove for it, couldn't reach it. So it'll be an incomplete and bring up third and about 8.
It's Woodall's job to covering him. Woodall's is the defensive end, and when he goes back, he's on him. Woodall is on him, and he's getting out and run in the flat there. They're just, he's not staying up with him.
3rd and 8 play. Hunt steps back again, throws this time for Vance Bunn. He's got it, and a first down at the 40-yard line of the Barboursville Pirates. Bunn makes the reception. Stop made by Kaplan, number 14. And it's a first down inside the 40. Going to mark it on the 39. And the man in the white hat, referee, is Willard Hunter. We don't have the names of all the officials. We know Bill Maynard is out there. Hines comes to the near side again, down the bottom of your screen. Vance Bunn split wide right over near the Huntington East bench. Hunt flips it out, picked off. That's Doug King down the near sideline. It's a foot race. King gets cornered, breaks off one tackle, and then finally gets nailed just inside the 10-yard line. Doug King with an interception, and that gives Barboursville some life, and the folks on this side of the field are going crazy. Doug King, a 5'8" senior, intercepts that pass.
I was talking about Woodall's coverage there. I think he was the man that really set that one up. He popped the tight end good, held him up. That pass was intended for him. He was supposed to be there, but he wasn't because he was held up well in the line.
There's Merritt taking the handoff from J.D. Lewis. Merritt slants off the right side. Billy Hines making the stop. He picks up a couple. It's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 7-yard line. Rod Pruitt looking to the sideline for instruction from Coach Thornburg. We have 2:49 clock running in the 3rd period. 2nd and goal situation for the Barboursville Pirates. Following the pass interception, Lewis gives it to Merritt. Merritt cuts it in, gets down to about the 2-yard line. Again, the workhorse of the evening so far for Barboursville has been Dale Merritt. It's going to be 3rd and goal. They're going to mark it near the 3. Rod Pruitt goes out. Tim Masters coming in. Third and goal. This is Merritt. He's in. Touchdown. Barboursville scores. Dale Merritt takes it in. I tell you, as much work as he's done out there, he deserves to be the one to take it across. Dale Merritt scores for the Barboursville Pirates with 2:09 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Boy, that brought the crowd to life over here, too. This crowd hasn't had much to cheer about this evening.
So Barboursville probably will go for a 2-point conversion here. They're going to go for the 2-point play. Pitches to Seckman. He cuts it in. He is in. Scott Seckman. Brett Seckman takes it in. So we have a timeout on the field with 2:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. The score now, Huntington East 28, Barboursville 8. Off for Barboursville. Will it be an onside, Jim?
I don't think so.
There it is.
What do I know?
It's picked off by Huntington East. They caught it. Ben Fetter, number 45, fielded it like a shortstop. He took a high hop. So the onside's attempt by Barboursville, not successful. Huntington East has the ball with some good field position across the 45 of the 47-yard line, their own. As Fetter handled it well that time. Hines, wide left, split to the right side is Bunn. Hunt gives it to Jay Wooding. He cuts the right end, and he's driven into the Huntington East bench. Brent Seckman driving him out on the far side. They pick up about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Just shy of midfield. So Barboursville. The offense has added some new incentive to the defense now by putting 8 points on the board. Defense trying to stop the Highlanders. Scott Stein counters to the left, takes it down to the 45-yard line or near it. Bill Woodall, number 29, on the bottom of the pile.
Defense has done a much better job this half. They really settled down about the second quarter. Even though they're giving up that long pass, they're stopping the run much better.
I tell you, get a team comes out and score 21 points on the first period, you can go into shell shock real quick. Flags all over the place. Chris Hunt had to keep it. Flags were down.
I think we had a couple of guys move before the ball did.
So right now they're explaining to the Barboursville captains the options.
I think we had a whole line move before the ball did.
They're going to take it. If they declined it would have been 4th down, but I don't think East might have been tempted not to punt since they're ahead 28-8. So they're going to mark off the 5 yards as we had illegal motion against the Highlanders. That'll put them back across midfield to their own 49-yard line. And we have Oakes coming back in. David Oakes, number 81, replacing Centers. Vance Bunn wide to the right. Billy Hines off to the left. Stein and Wooding are the setbacks. This is Wooding with the ball. Runs in behind Stein's block. Gets to the 45. It'll be shy of the 1st down. It'll be 4th and about a yard for the Highlanders. So they're going to mark it right on the 45, so it'll be a little longer than a yard, not quite 2. And they're going to bring in an extra back.
He got it.
Chris Hunt called his own number again, straight ahead, and it's a 1st down.
Gonna look at this one.
Well, they're going to bring the sticks in. They haven't brought him in all night, so they need to practice.
Yeah. These guys over there get paid too, you know. I mean, they got to do something.
Oh, here comes the chain gang in. 1st down. Huntington East on the 43-yard line of Barboursville. We're in the 3rd period, and we have 25 seconds to go. The clock is running. It is 28-8 Huntington East. Barboursville has scored just a few moments ago. Dale Merritt taking it across, and then Brent Seckman scoring on a 2-point conversion. Hines to the left, Bunn to the right. This is Wooding again. Wooding drives inside the 40-yard line and then driven back by the defense.
He had a good hole that time. He into the line and cut right, and it was right there. They moved him out for him.
And that's the end of the 3rd period. Time has run out. We've got 1 more to go. Time out on the field. End of 3 quarters. The score, Huntington East 28 and Barboursville 8. Play. Fumble. And Barboursville's got the ball back. Nope, they did it. Yes, they do. I tell you, Huntington East going to come up with it. Scott Stein actually had the football, but they ruled that it was blown dead with the ball in possession of Barboursville, and the Pirates get a break.
The momentum has turned.
The Pirates on their own 45. Whoops, they're going to mark it on the 47-yard line now. 1st and 10. This is Merritt. Cuts back in, gets to the line of scrimmage, and maybe a yard off the right side. East defense there to meet him. 62, Brian Russell. 52, Steve Sammons. They give him no yards on the game on that play, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. Masters is the wing on the right side. This is Seckman with the ball. Brent Seckman gets to midfield. William Walker and 75 Jeff Mayfield to make the stop for the Highlanders. So it's going to bring up 3rd and about 7 at midfield. Rod Pruitt is back in. He's the flanker, the wing to the right side. J.D. Lewis hands off to Merritt. Merritt hits the hole. Going to be short of the first down. Mayfield again, number 75 there.
Well, they needed to capitalize on that break.
It's going to be a 4th down play for Barboursville. Well, you know they're going to go for it. They're going to bring out Merritt, who's limping a little bit. Paul Turman, number 42, replaces him. Merritt has been a workhorse this evening. 4th and 3. Ball on the 47-yard line of Huntington East. Lewis dropping back, throws over the middle. It's caught. Good catch. Rod Pruitt, the flanker, makes the catch. Just a little play right over the middle, and it's a 1st down for Barboursville.
It certainly is. That their first pass completion of the evening. And I don't think Huntington East was looking for that either. They're giving them the pass.
Masters in now as Pruitt goes to the sideline. Masters brings the play in. J.D. Lewis sets him. Flags down. Hand off to Turman, and he's driven back. Paul has had a difficult time. It seems like I said before, every time he comes in and gets the ball, looks like Huntington East is expecting it. I think every time he's had it, he's just about the time he's handed the ball, he gets nailed. It's going to be against the Highlanders, looks like. So we had offsides or encroachment against the Highlanders. That'll cost them 5 yards. And we'll have it 1st and 5. Ball at the 37 now. Lewis takes one hand off, gives it to Rod Pruitt on a reverse. Pruitt has the 1st down close to the 30-yard line. Rod Pruitt around the left side on a reverse. Faked the hand off to Turman and gave it to Rod Pruitt. And he picks up another Barboursville 1st down. Just shy of the 30-yard line as they move the sticks downfield. Quarterback keeps it. Gets to the 30 and then is really pile drive back. Brian Salyer is making the stop. And we have Brian Noe at quarterback, number 12. So Lewis has gone as now back in. Noe was a quarterback in that last play, and Lewis now back in. Seckman gets the call this time. Runs into Billy Hines.
Pirate coaching staff is real big on Seckman. That's their money player. Except he hasn't run it as much tonight as I expected him to.
Probably keying a little bit on him maybe, and they decided to go with Merritt. 3rd down. Seckman again. Seckman on his feet, still on his feet, down to the 5-yard line. Brent Seckman with a fine run. And it's going to be 1st and goal for the Barboursville Pirates. And again, the Barboursville fans, Jim, have something to cheer about.
Boy, he just blew him right out of the middle, just kept right on going. Like a buzzsaw.
Merritt comes back in, replacing Turman. Masters is the wing on the right side. J.D. Lewis. Seckman brought down shy of the goal line.
Same play.
That's going to bring up 2nd and goal. Rod Pruitt coming in with a play. Clock running with 7:42. All right, let's go upstairs to Dan Shoemaker and find out what play we're going to see this time.
Okay, we're going to try and run right up the gut with a little trap. We'll take advantage of the linebackers here.
Seckman doesn't make it. He's pushed back before he can break the plane of the goal line. So far, the Highlander East defense is rising to the occasion on this goal line stand.
What do you say, Keith? Keith, what do you say?
All right, third and goal. Let's go back to Dan.
We're going to try to go right up the gut with it.
Going to try it again up the middle. Seckman is in. Brett Seckman takes it across for Barboursville. And it's 28-14.
We've got a new ball game.
That coming with 6:52 to go in the fourth period. The voice you heard was the voice of Dan Shoemaker, who helps with the football program here at Barboursville. We had him mic'd upstairs. There is the two-point attempt by Merritt, no good. So with 6:52 to go in this ball game, there's a timeout on the field with the score: Huntington East 28, Barboursville 14. Okay, Fisher will kick off. Further identify Dan Shoemaker, of course, in our Marshall games. He is my cohort, but he's upstairs tonight. Jim Klein has graciously consented to be with us. And by the way, we would like to pass along this information. We did attempt to get a microphone on the Huntington East coach. We were unable to make connections with the coaching staff in that capacity, so we did not slight them. We just were not able to get in touch with them in time to get their coaches mic'd. In fact, their coaches, by the way, are on the other side of the field, so they are a long way away from us. East with the ball. That's Scott Stein. Stein hit and rolled for another yard as he gets out to the 40-yard line. He picks up about 7. Give him 8, as a matter of fact. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Minus to the top of the screen. On to the left. There is Scott Stein, and he's stopped for little or no gain by the Barboursville defense. 67 is Billy Miller. Huntington East scored first, and as a matter of fact, they scored 3 times in the first period. A pass from Hunt to Oakes for 27 yards. Scott Stein ran in from 3 yards for a touchdown, and then a pass from Hunt to Hines for 40 yards. Then he scored again in the second period with 2:06 to go, and Stein raced in again from 3 yards. There's a first down for Huntington East as they get to the 45-yard line. Barboursville has done all the scoring in the second half so far. Merritt, a 3-yard run, and Seckman tacked on the 2-point conversion. And then Seckman just scored with 6:52 to go in the fourth period. The 2-point try was no good. So that's the scoring so far in this game, 28-14. It's 1st and 10 for the Highlanders as they send Hines in the slot to the right side. This is Jay Wooding. Wooding straight ahead, right up the middle. Carries it to midfield, and a gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Highlanders. Clock running at 4:50. Vance Bunn splits off to the right. Hines again will be in the slot. Scott Stein, Jay Wooding the setback. Stein with the ball and a quick handoff. Stein still on his feet. Gets to the 45-yard line. Chris Holton, number 30 of Barboursville, making the stop. It's going to be third and about a yard and a half. Again, they bring both wideouts to the right side. Highness in the slot. Keeper by Hunt. Hunt tries to get the first down yardage. He's close. Chris Hunt again called his own number, and the officials are going to call time. Going to bring the chains in again. A little too close to call. There are the coaches for Huntington East across the way. They're way up on that hydraulic lift, so that's another reason why we're not able to have them mic'd tonight. You have to admit they do have a bird's eye view of the game up there. It is the first down, and it'll be 1st and 10 for East on the Pirates' 44-yard line. They send Highness to the left side and split bunt off to the right. Hunt gives it to Jay Wooding. Wooding is nailed for a loss. Good defense by Barboursville. Again, it's Chris Holton, number 30, blasting through there, along with number 55, Mark Bledsoe, a junior. Stopping Wooding for a loss, and we have an injured Highlander. And it may be Jay Wooding. I don't see Jay up. He was the ball carrier. Looking back in the huddle there to see if we see Jay. Yeah, he's back in there, so it's not Wooding. So the officials and the coaches surround the injured Huntington East player. There you see him working on him. We thought it might have been the ball carrier Wooding, but we see Jay back in the huddle with the rest of the team. Looks like Ben Fetter has come in. That may be Scott Stein. Ben Fetter is the backup fullback is in for Huntington East, so there's a possibility that it could be their fullback, Scotty Stein. Again, we're not sure because he's lying prone and we didn't see him when he went down. And we're not going to try to analyze what's wrong because we're not medics or doctors or anything up here, but doesn't look too awfully encouraging. So Stein or whoever. Again, the fact that his replacement, Ben Fetter, is on the field would lead us to believe it is Scott Stein. Mind you, we have 3:36 to go in this ball game. Huntington East leading 28-14. They did all the scoring in the first half, and Barboursville's done all the scoring in the second half so far. Still working on the player. While they work on the young man out there, and I believe I'm sure now it is Scott Stein. It is their fullback, Scott Stein. They're going to help him off. We'll take a break right now with 3:36 to go in the ball game. It's 28-14 Huntington East. Back after this. back to action. Scotty Stein is out. Jay Wooding with the ball. Wooding gets to the 40-yard line. And again, they had his right leg immobilized, so it doesn't look good for Scott Stein. Let's don't forget, if Huntington East gets into the playoffs without Scott Stein, of course, they've got some Ben Fetter, fine backup, but Scotty's been one of their bread and butter men this year, so it'd be a tough man to lose going into the playoffs. Highness off to the left, Bond to the right. It's third and about 7. Hunt throws low, and it's incomplete. Pass thrown for number 83, Dick Centers, the 5'11 senior. That's going to bring up 4th down, 4th and long, and we may see a punt here for the first time tonight from Huntington East, and it'll be Billy Highness doing the punting. We have Brian No, number 12, dropping back, along with Greg Adkins, number 41. So the Pirates with their chance to get their hands on the football again. High snap over Highness's head. Highness picks it up. He tries to get it back upfield, and he's dropped. So Barboursville gets a break here. A high snap over the head of Billy Highness. He picked it up, but he couldn't get away from the pursuit. Leading him, number 38, was Jerry Tate. They brought Highness down, and it's going to be Barboursville's ball with excellent field position on the Huntington East 37-yard line. Number 12, No, is the quarterback. He gives the ball to Merritt. Breaks off tackle. Merritt gets up to the 30-yard line. Merritt picks up about 8 yards. Going to be 2nd down and 2. Pruitt comes to the sideline, and Masters comes in as a flanker with a play from the Barboursville bench. Brian No, the quarterback. This is Merritt. Merritt gets the 1st down, diving ahead. Ball loose, but the ball was already blown dead. .203 to go in the ball game. It's a 1st down for Barboursville at the 26-yard line of Huntington East. Junior Brian No gives the ball to Brent Seckman. Seckman slants right. Seckman across the down close to the 20-yard line, and we had a flag thrown after the tackle, and it looks like it's going to be against East. So Huntington East is going to be penalized here. It's going to be a personal foul of one type or another. Grabbing the face mask is the call, personal foul, and that'll move the ball down to the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Barboursville and the Huntington East 11. This is No to Merritt. Merritt dives inside the 10, gets down close to the 7, off the right side. We have 1:34 to go in the ball game, and official timeout momentarily. We have an injured Barboursville man. It is Dale Merritt. Merritt gets up limping. They're going to send Paul Turman in to replace him. Merritt coming off mostly under his own power. Rod Pruitt wants to help him, and Merritt says, I can make it. So he's going to come off. 2nd down. 5 yards to go. And there's motion. That's going to be against Barboursville, and that hurt. It was 2nd and 5. It's now going to be 2nd and 10 to move it back to the 11-yard line. Rod Pruitt coming back on with a play from the Barboursville bench. There's the time left. Pruitt flank to the right. Brian No keeps it, cuts up. No gets to the 5. No still on his feet inside the 5-yard line. Brian No, fine run by the junior quarterback. Gets down close to the 2-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and goal from about the 2. And needs another yard or so for a 1st down. They can get a 1st down without scoring. No sets it. 3rd down play. Here's the ball to Seckman. He didn't get it across the goal line, but let's see if he got enough time, enough yardage for the first down. Now indication from Barboursville, they want timeout. There's 41 seconds, and they have stopped the clock. And it's going to be, looks like it's going to move the chain, so it looks like indication would be a first down. It is first and goal for Barboursville on the 1-yard line. So they have 4 plays to try to get the ball in. They have 41 seconds left on the clock, and they're down by 14. If Barboursville gets in here and makes a 2-point conversion, it's 28-22.
Come on, Barboursville, you gotta get it through. You gotta get it through. Let's go.
And a lot can happen with about 30 seconds or so. What a fine recovery by the Barboursville Pirates, who found themselves down 28-0 at halftime. They've come back down to 28-14, and they're knocking on the door again. First and goal. 41 seconds left in the ball game. Junior Brian No gives the ball to Seckman. Touchdown, Brett Seckman. Seckman scores his second touchdown of the evening. That coming with 38 seconds remaining. Well, they have one of 2 choices. They can kick the extra point and be a touchdown and an extra point away, or they can go for 2 and be 6 points behind. Rod Pruitt comes in from the sideline with a play. Brian No over talking with Coach Thornburg now. Coach Thornburg in his shorts. Which way's Florida? Here comes a 2-point attempt. No. Gives the ball to Turman, and he doesn't make it. Paul Turman not able to get around the corner, as that play was stopped by number 68, Danny Russell. So there's time out of the field with 38 seconds remaining in the ball game. The score now is Huntington East 28, Barboursville 20. Jim Klein, and Jim is down on the field right now. We'll try to get a word with the winning coach when the game is over. The kick by Fisher. Fielded. Number 30 is John Mitchell. Mitchell's nailed on the 30-yard line with 31 seconds. They kicked it away. I think most of the crowd here figured there might be an onside kick. Well, it didn't develop. The ball is kicked away, and Huntington East has the ball. They're going to put it on the 31-yard line. Clock running with 27 seconds, and now the crowd is starting to filter out. I think maybe still a little wonderment about why there wasn't an onside kick. Now we've got time called by Barboursville to stop the clock with 16 seconds. And again, Jim Klein will be down on the field level, and if we have an opportunity, we'll try to talk with the winning coach. By the way, we would like to take this opportunity while we have time to thank Dick Fillmore, the athletic director at Barboursville High School, and Coach Jim Thornburg and his staff for their cooperation and assistance in putting on this telecast tonight from here at King Field in Barboursville. We also like to thank Coach Bob Sang and his staff from Huntington East High School. "16 seconds left in this game. East with a 28-20 lead. It was 28-0 at one point in this game. Bunn is off to the left, Hines to the right, rather. Hines to the left, and Hunt just falls on the ball. 10 seconds. Going to make Barboursville use any timeouts they have left. They're going to run it off. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. Huntington East has won the battle of the undefeateds tonight. So the Highlanders open up a 28-0 lead at halftime. Barboursville comes back valiantly, scoring 20 points, but it's just too little too late. Barboursville not able to get anything going in the first half. The ball was controlled most of the first half by the Highlanders, but Barboursville came back and very valiantly tried to make an effort. They certainly made a ball game out of it. And I tell you, these young men from the Barboursville Pirates have nothing to hang their heads about. They were 9-0 coming into this ball game. They're now 9-1 of the year. A fine season for anybody. So now the Huntington East has assured themselves of a place in the postseason playoffs in AAA. They can finish no worse than second place. And there is a mathematical chance Barboursville could go. It just depends on what happens coming up in the near future with some of the other teams that are involved as far as what they do in their games this weekend. So it's now history. We'll recap very quickly the scoring. Huntington East did all their scoring in the first half. Hunt to Oaks on a 27-yard pass play. Scott Stein a 3-yard run. Hunt threw to Highness 40 yards, and Stein again scored 3 yards out. All that in the first half for East. And for Barboursville, Merritt a 3-yard run. Seckman tacked on a 2-point conversion. Seckman a 1-yard run, and again a 1-yard run. Right now we're going to go down on the field to Jim Klein and the winning coach, Huntington East, Bob Sang.
Yes, sir. They're pretty tough. They're a pretty tough defense.
Did you think you were going to get out that fast, get ahead that fast?
No, sir. I don't think so.
What about you, Bob? Did you expect to put 21 points on the board that quick?
Not really that soon, and I still didn't expect them to come back either after we had 28 points, but we let down defensively, and they got the momentum started again. They came back and got after us real good.
Were you worried at halftime about complacency?
Not really. I thought our kids would do a little better job than they did. They did not. I mean, they know that themselves. It's on the scoreboard. We just kind of gave up in there. We had a couple bad breaks in there, like fumbles and things like that really hurt us, but I'm real proud of them. Tickled to death. This is our first 10-0 season at East, and we're tickled to death. Of course, we lost a good boy tonight, and probably Stein. I think he might have injured his knee and probably be out for the rest of the year.
His knee?
Knee. Afraid so. Awful proud of this young man here.
What is this game tonight going to do for you for the playoffs?
Well, this should put us in first place, I hope, but you know, the thoughts right now are getting Stein, see what Stein, how serious Stein is, and so on, his injury, and see what we can do. We got to muster our forces. We didn't look too good the second half.
Okay, Coach, thank you.
Okay,
congratulations, both of you. Ryan?
All right, thank you, Jim. Jim with Coach Bob Sang and William Walker of the Huntington East Highlanders. So, the final score, 28-20, and I tell you, two fine seasons wrapped up here, regular seasons anyway. Barboursville winds up 9-1 in the year. Huntington East is now 10-0, and turned out to be a great ball game. It wasn't too pleasant for Barboursville in the first half. They were down 28-0, but they valiantly came back and scored 20 points, but it was just too little too late. Final score again was Huntington East 28 and Barboursville 20. For Jim Klein and for all our staff, thanks for being with us. I'm Ron Quazala, and we hope you've enjoyed the game. Final again, 28-20, Huntington East wins it over Barboursville.